Welcome back to another episode of Just Jossin Around. Today, my guest is Robert Davies, aka Robert Babies. Nice to have you on.
It's great to be here.
Thanks. You sound so excited.
I've never been more excited for anything in my life.
I will say, we were supposed to also have Brianna Calhorn on today, but she is fucking dead. So I shouldn't joke about that because she actually is in the hospital right now. So
she's just dead to us. It's fine.
But if you're watching the visual, you see that we've filled her spot with a nice bush, which is honestly, I was gonna say that's better, but it's not. I'm upset. I want to hear. Don't tell Brianna I said that. But I'm glad the plant could also be here and have a space. This is the ghost of Brianna Calhorn.
Yeah.
I can almost hear her.
It's very fitting.
It is. It's honestly, it's less argumentative than I want. You know? Is
Brianna argumentative?
To me, I think. I don't know. I feel like anytime I enter a conversation with Brianna, it's like, well, actually, that's a lie. Brianna, I feel like it's been brief, but when I see her in conversation with people, she's debating something. Something is being debated in convo, and she's winning.
As well.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's on brand for her. But yeah, I'm so glad you could swing in and pop on.
Oh, yeah. Being unemployed gives me all the free time.
Are you unemployed right now?
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, so what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, this.
Oh, my God.
This is the highlight of my week right now.
It's fine. It's also the highlight of my week.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
You're unemployed. What were you doing?
Water technician.
Okay.
I'm not going to say the company name because they don't deserve an advertisement.
We actually are going to be sponsored by them, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is podcast brought to you by Robert's last place of employment. So what do you do in your free time?
I try to convince myself to do something, but I just play Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3?
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
All right. Immediately, I'm out of the loop. I don't understand the game.
It's a D&D based game.
Oh, God, I have to get into D&D. I know that my future is going to be D&D. It's lurking around the corners. Like, the groups, it's like eventually I will end up at one.
Yeah.
I want to do Leah and Beck's D&D group.
Are they still doing it?
That's what I heard. What is it? It's Sexy Dungeons and Dragons?
Dirty Dungeons?
Dirty Dungeons?
I don't think it's around anymore. I think it's gone.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm really sad. I wanted to do a guest spot. I don't know if you can do guest spots on Dungeons and Dragons. Isn't it like
you can do
there's a plot?
It can be. Okay. I'm a DM right now, so I'm in charge of everything. So
Holy
that
shit.
tells you how much.
See, you say you're unemployed, but what I'm hearing is that you're a full-time dungeon master.
Yeah, no one pays me though. They also don't respect me enough to show up. It's kind of like it's kind of like me with my employers. I just don't show up.
Damn. Do you have and I don't mean this negatively, but do you have aspirations of employment?
I had an interview yesterday.
Ooh, where?
A Tractor Supply warehouse. I nailed the interview. They were like, "We're gonna hire you," and I was like, "That's not like they didn't even offer me the job. They're just like, show up Thursday," and I was like, "That's not how. I don't even know if I want this yet."
Will you be wearing the outfit that you're wearing right now?
The overalls?
Yeah.
No.
The overalls are honestly. You remind me of we had David the Gay on, and he wore pretty much the same thing.
It's a really nice. Have you ever tried being a fat white guy? They're definitely the best outfit for fat white guys. And I'm not saying David the Gay is fat, but I'm saying I'm fat. So
and it's a good look. Honestly, I saw it. I was like, wow, I like the overalls.
Yeah, they're black. They're slimming, and they just like hide everything. And I could put my hands in my front pouch like a kangaroo, and it just feels right.
It holds your cigar pouch very nicely.
Yeah. It's pipe tobacco, but
yeah, which I hope no one from Hurrdat listens to this part, but Robert was smoking a cigar right in front of a no smoking sign out front.
It wasn't a cigar, it was a pipe. So
pipe.
I feel like
sorry.
It wasn't the same shape as the sign, so I feel like I got away with it.
True. It's a fancier device, so you can get away with it.
I'd be like, no smoking, like that says cigarettes.
Smoking a cigar that early, I mean, it is 10 a.m., but to me, that's like, this is the crack of dawn.
I used to be like, so I'm like severely addicted to tobacco. Like I quit for 5 years, and then I got back into comedy, and then Steve Ignat gave me a pipe, and I was like, I could smoke again, and then
Steve.
I would be like, I could do it in like little numbers, but no, I'm just fully addicted again. Like,
damn,
I miss chewing tobacco. That stuff. I know it's horrible for you, but I will promote that to my.
I don't know how people put that in their mouth. It literally looks like a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
I don't know. Does it taste good?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
It just get like.
I feel like because you're supposed to put it in your lip. I feel like I would chew it.
Just
and
like
then,
eat a little cha and then have a good time with it.
I think I could see myself getting into those Zyn pouches.
No, dude, the pouches are lame. I hate pouches.
Okay.
Only time I did pouches in my life is when I had my wisdom teeth pulled out.
Sure.
And they're like, you can't use chewing tobacco, and I was like, I'm gonna still do it.
The first time I did a Zyn pouch, I threw up.
Oh yeah.
It was too much. It was really made me sick.
Yeah. First time I did chew like just normal tobacco, I was drunk. And I was like, this is awesome. I thought it was going to be bad. Then the next day I did it, puked everywhere. I was like, it was like 11 a.m. My buddy's like, do you want to dip again? I'm like, absolutely. Put it in. Lightheaded, falling all over the place.
Thinking about it.
That's dope.
Also just nauseous because I ate an obscene amount of buffalo dip last night. I'm still having heartburn from it.
It's always a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Is this like the Fat White Guy podcast now? Just like buffalo dip, chew, overall. It's like, this is awesome. That's
what we do here. Supporting the Fat White Guy agenda. That's what we're all about.
Yeah. We haven't been represented enough.
And that's what I'm just trying to give a platform.
Give a voice to the voiceless.
Yeah.
I like that.
And of course, our lady guest for today is now a plant. She's been silenced. Women are being silenced once again. So this is on brand. I'm glad we're supporting a good cause here. I will say, I did kind of tailor our episode around Brianna. Brianna runs a show at Blackstone called Fight. Yeah. She also runs a show at Backline called Master Debates, which fucking amazing name. That's one of my favorite show names. And so I thought that for this episode, we could fight.
Yeah. It's to promote her show, even though she can.
To promote her show, even though she's not here. And
in remembrance of her death.
So we're still going to fight. And, you know, if you have topics that you want to fight about, rip them. But I'll go ahead and get the ball rolling. And I don't know. I don't know. You might be split on this one. But Robert Davies, if a man offers you $200 to get in his car, yes or no?
I mean, I know it's not for everyone. It depends on the situation.
It does depend. I'm bringing this up because I wanted to bring up the story of the time that Robert saved my life. But
yeah, just casually.
Casually saved my life. I messaged you saying thank you on Facebook, and not even a heart react. Left me out to dry. And you know what? That's okay. Honestly, what I deserve.
I didn't know how to respond. I was like, is a thumbs up emoji the appropriate response to this?
Just like anytime, bud.
Yeah, I was like, my go-to responses for anything is like, no problem, no worries. And I was like, no, that was definitely a problem. There was definitely worries.
Yeah.
So I can't.
Is it too soon to joke about it?
No, I don't give it. Okay. It's your trauma. I don't care.
I'm not traumatized. That's the thing. I'm not traumatized. I'm not traumatized. I was like scared, and like the next day I felt so guilty about it. But you know, I got the money and made all my friends mad at me.
I mean, I'm unemployed, so I'll take any kind of money right now. So
I honestly, like, what's crazy is I think I just went shopping after. Like, I just bought clothes. Like, I didn't even use the money towards anything like helpful. Like,
clothes are helpful.
Clothes are helpful.
Yeah.
Self-esteem.
Yeah.
But
get you in more cars.
Would it get you in more cars? That was a
wild night.
That was a very wild night.
Is it just when I hang out with you that you do this wild shit, or is it just like...
I'm wondering... That's... Okay, that is my... what else have you seen me do?
I've just, like... Anytime I've, like, hung
you
out with you...
seen me
outside of comedy,
drunk.
It's been, like... You've had a good night. And you're like, hey, let's call up the cleanup crew. And I show up in my overalls and just Just mosey, and I just herd you back to your apartment.
I feel like whenever I see you outside of like a stand-up situation, I am always extremely drunk and also not expecting to see you.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, Robert's here. Like,
it's not a great compliment. You know, like ladies, when you show up, like you just show up drunk, and then that one guy is just randomly always around. Like that doesn't sound good. That definitely sounds like I'm stalking you.
You know what though? It's like we were both. I'll say it because this is a cool podcast.
Okay.
At a strip club, we were supporting a good cause.
Was that what? That was like a Saturday night, right?
It was a Sunday night, which is fucking.
That's right. It was a
so
Sunday.
Humiliating.
Yeah.
Being at a strip club on a Sunday night, but you know what? I had a good time.
I haven't like. Until this year, I never went to strip clubs.
Yeah.
And now I'm going constantly, and I hate myself.
Strip clubs are new for me as well.
I went in there the other day, and I was just like sitting there just by myself drinking, and a girl came up to me, and she was like, "What's up with that wristband?" And I was like, "Oh, I went through like this weird like Viking phase, so I started buying all this Viking stuff."
I fucking remember that phase.
Yeah, I'm still in it, but I just don't like fully admit it to pretty women. I'm just like, I don't like, maybe there's a chance, but I know she's working, so it wasn't. But this girl was on point. She was like explaining like the whole theory that Loki's God now. Like, have you heard of that theory?
No, I mean, no.
Oh my God. It's a fun theory about how like the Norse mythology is actually right when it comes to religion. Because they had,
I would like to hear this.
How how they all survived and lived so long is they had a special tree that produced apples, and they would eat that, and that's how they had long lives. Damn. But then Ragnarok happened, and it killed all of them. But Loki teamed up with the Titans, and then after they killed all the gods, he killed all the Titans, and then started his own religion with one tree, Adam and Eve.
Wow.
Loki loves being a snake.
There it is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and she, because I know this theory.
She explained this to you?
Yeah, that she was like, just the Viking bracelet, and she was like, all this, and I was like, man, strippers are good. I want to give her all my money now. I've never not wanted to pay a woman more to talk to me.
I spent too much money the last time I was at a strip club, because I fucked up because I had 20s, and I, was going, a 20 at a time. I was just getting ones, for each girl or whatever. And I accidentally I was throwing from the wrong stack, and I threw a couple 20s at this girl, and I was like, oh, fuck.
How do you approach that? Be like, can I?
No, I just didn't. I just was you're doing great.
I'm in such a bad financial situation. It definitely would have been a conversation. I definitely would have been like, I will give you a 5. Can I get 15 back?
Oh my gosh. I was so embarrassed because a part of me was like, wow, but I'm like, I threw that money at her. That's.
You were living the experience.
Yeah, but I was like, oh my God, it did hurt me, and I was like, I have to not that she was a good one, but there were other girls that I wanted to throw at, and I just couldn't. I just had to sit down.
That's such a weird feminist I wanted to share the love, and I wanted to throw money at women. It's such a weird. I'm not against it. I'm just. I don't know strip club courtesy etiquette. Yeah, I don't know how to because I'm just cheering, and you're doing great. Just clapping.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. They're doing a cool trick. I'm like, wow, that takes a lot of upper body strength. I
think the only time I've tipped anyone at a strip club that was on stage was a dude, and it was at that same club on a queer night. And,
okay.
And I was with I was with Beck, and I was just like, that guy has the same underwear on as me, and she's like, you should go tell him, and then force me to pull out money to have a conversation while he's and the guy's like, I'm straight, and I'm like, me too. I just wanted to have a conversation with you. And he's just in my face grinding, and I was like, I don't know why you're making this weird, dude.
He said, me too.
Yeah. When I was it was the weirdest situation because I took the one and I folded it towards me, and I was pulling out his underwear, but I didn't want to scratch him with the one, so I was being very courteous with his body.
Wow.
So
that's so polite.
He didn't appreciate that at all. He was just I'm not interested. I just want to talk about your underwear, dude.
You're in a not sexual way. I just want to know.
You look better in my underwear.
Networking.
That's all I'm trying to tell you, dude. I don't know why you're being weird about this. We could have been best friends. We could have had the coolest podcast after this.
Yeah, 2 bros, 1 underwear.
It was like us sharing the same legs or whatever, just like hanging out.
I respect the craft.
It's a fun time. Like, anyone that says it's not a skill, like, has never been to a strip club.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I guess it depends on which one that you go
That's
to,
very
because
true.
there's some where I'm like, all right.
There's some where I'm like, I could do that, and I have stripped before. So
Really?
yeah, I did
at a club.
I did amateur strip nights at the Q. It's no longer around. I think it was because of me.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I was like early 20s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would get back into?
Oh, absolutely. But I have to change my name because back then I was a lot smaller and I went by the name Tinker Toy.
Oh my God.
And I think if I was going to keep the toy thing, I was going to call myself Tonka Tough now.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll get that on the backs of many T-shirts. We'll come support it. That's funny. I know that I've told this story before, but yeah, the first time I went to a strip club was this year, and Nick Kashesky took me for the first time, and I will say I know I had 3 lap dances. I know I had 3 lap dances. I only remember one of them.
Well, I told you my first experience, right, at the strip
No.
club. When I took Reed. You know Reed.
You took Reed to a strip club?
I'll rephrase it. Reed took me.
Oh my God! What?
Yeah.
He's so wholesome. He works at Trader Joe's, and he's so
Reed's
sweet.
just this like local audience member that comes and supports comedy. He's a great
He's
dude.
very sweet.
I've known him since high school. He's a great guy.
I'm gonna put a little picture of Reed up. He's so sweet.
He's such a good dude. But we were just hanging out, and I was just like, "What do you want to do?" And he was like, "I don't care." And I was like, "Look, this is your idea. We're gonna do whatever you want." And we went to like 3 bars, and he was like, "Well, I have an idea where to go next, but I don't know if you want to go." And I was like, "Wherever you want." He goes,
Oh my God.
"Night Before Lounge." And I'm
Oh
like,
my God! Why would he pick that one? Why would he pick?
and I was just like, I've never been more excited to go to a place. It was so fun. Like I walk in with him, he immediately disappears. No idea. Where he went.
Wow.
No idea. Like he's a short little dude, so he's just gone. And then like I'm just sitting at the bar because again I don't like lap dances. I don't like doing all that stuff. I'm just there for Reed. But all these women would come up to me and like sit down and be like, "Why are you here?" And I'm like, "I'm just here with my buddy." And they're like, "You're here alone."
Like,
They're like, "Where's your friend?" I'm like, "He's behind you," which is not what you say to a woman. And they didn't like that response either. But they would turn around, see Reed, and openly sigh in his face.
oh my God! Why?
Because it's Reed.
I know. I don't know why I asked why, but
He's just
like,
a little goofball. We love him to death. But he'd be pulling out money, and they'd be like, "Fine."
oh my God!
And they'd just take him back, and he'd come back. Like the first one, he had like he was like completely putting his belt back on. Like, and I was like, "What happened in there?" And I was like, "Reed, you dog." And
Wow.
then like he got like 6 that night, and then
Bankrolling.
what was the last one? He was just like came out, and I was like, "How was that?" And she was like, "She was my favorite." And I go, "Why?" And like, she choked me.
Oh my God!
And I don't know if that's part of her shtick or if just Reed talked too much, and she's like, I gotta take this guy. Yeah, so.
Wow. Honestly, this is exposing me to another side of Reed. I had no idea. I am always I stopped going because of like I spend too much money because it's like I want to support women.
I want to support them all.
I do. I'm a fan. And then plus they start doing like if I go, they'll be like I don't do the private lap dances like if I'm just going solo, but they'll be like try to do a bundle deal. Like,
I got a dance there once, like my first one. Mm-hmm. And like after, I'm like, how much is that? Because that was like $30. It was like 120.
Yeah.
I was like, this is outrageous.
It's crazy.
I was like, I did have fun. I did not have $120 worth of fun.
Literally. Oh my gosh.
But I still hang out with her, so that's fun.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Can I say? Is it Oh Baby?
Yeah.
Oh Baby.
Yeah.
I love Oh Baby.
Yeah, she's a fun lady.
Yeah. Oh Baby's cool. But the first time when Nick took me, I know that there was we had a girl named Barbie.
That's such a dumb one.
I know, but like, so she was in there. Me and Nick got them together. It was so weird, but like, she was in there with us, and she was like talking about. She's like, "Yeah, I do comedy," and me and Nick are like, "Yeah, you do comedy? Like, where?" And then she was like talking about the Duffy's open mic, which, you know, We're stripper friendly.
Did she?
She does. There's no way she does comedy.
That'd be dope, though.
I guess.
I still think
we have enough strippers in comedy right now.
I think if I was a lady stripper,
yeah,
I would be like, go with the name Chlamydia because I got that clap back.
Oh my!
I think it's a good name.
Brianna's silent. Brianna has nothing to say about.
I mean,
that.
this would actually. I think this would. During that conversation, that would be Brianna's reaction.
This is actually pretty on brand for how Brianna would respond.
We should take Brianna to a strip club.
I thought, literally. Brianna is our next victim. Of
don't say it like that.
Sorry. Okay, take it back.
Just trafficking people to the strip club.
To the good ones, at least. Which, in Lincoln, there really are no good ones.
I don't know what makes a good one. I performed comedy at a strip club once. That was a good time. But,
where? Which one?
American Dream here in Omaha.
Okay. I was supposed to do that show. Canceled.
The underwear one?
had, yeah.
Oh, was that the first one?
No, it was the one that they had this year.
Oh, okay,
so I think it was like their second one.
Because I was like, the only reason I got on that because I messaged him and someone canceled. And like the hour I messaged him, I was like, hey, is there still a spot? And he goes, someone just canceled. He got it. And I was like, dope. Weaseled my way in.
But
Knees weak. Mom spaghetti.
What were you saying? I'm sorry, I did not mean to cut you off.
I think that was
American Dream.
Yeah, American Dream.
All right,
stripping.
We're taking Brianna to a strip club. Can't wait to drag her out. My thing is, I never like when they're on the stage. When I have the money, like I like toss it, but there's like I don't know. Sometimes they get in my face and I get anxious. They do, because they're like, I'm a girl, so they feel like, I don't know if it's like they're like more comfortable.
Well, it brings them more money because like if the guys see them on another girl, they're like, yeah, and they're like, I've seen dudes like throw money at women that are not stripping, so the strippers will go to her.
The last time I was at the club, I did make $2, so that makes sense.
We made $202.
I made $202 actually. I made $2 in the club, $200 outside of the club.
Yeah.
I was gonna say well earned, but that's kind of a stretch. That's a little bit of a stretch. It's funny because that situation, I guess he had a friend as well, and the friend was like the person that I was like talking to, and I had his number. And
that's how they get you.
That's how they get you. And so even like the next day, there's like text on my phone where like he's being like, can we hang out? And I'm like, no. Sorry, I don't.
It's not a great way to introduce yourself to start like paying for their companionship. Like our friendship's just monetary. Like, are you paying for me to hang out? Yeah, like
there's literally, I will. The only way I really will talk to a man right now is if there's money behind it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And like that's how I got these babies paid for, which it's kind of time for a new set. But no, this guy from high school, he like hit me up in my DMs and was like, let me send you money. And I was like, do you have like a kink for like sending me money? Which I don't mind. Like if that's
I've heard of those.
If that's your thing, like I'm sure. But I kept asking like, do you want me to send something? Like what's the transaction? I didn't know what he wanted. He was like, no, you don't have to send anything. Like, just what do you want? Like, do you want a new pair of shoes? Do you want your nails? I was like, I'll get my nails done. And yeah,
I have heard of that kink. There is like she's like a dominatrix, but it's a financial dominatrix where they just send her stuff.
Wow.
Like, she'll put her like Amazon wish list out and she has to update it like every day. Because the guys will like pick out the most expensive things and buy it and send it to her. And I was like, I want that in my life so bad. Like, not to spend money on that. I want to be spent on, but I don't think I have the hips.
I don't have the hips?
I don't think so. I got to work on them.
They make things for that, like hip shapers. Like that's an easy
I thought you were
fix.
Gonna say workout, and I'm glad you saw me for like who I am. Like, there's no easy fix. Like, we're gonna add things to you. We know the effort.
No, I'm not expecting anyone to hop into a Planet Fitness right now.
Yeah.
But shout out to the guy from high school who's paying for my nails. It was very random because like we literally had one PE class together. Fun fact, I slept with his brother in high school. So I do think it's funny that that's his younger brother.
Does he know that?
I don't think he would. All right.
But
it's funny. I think it's funny.
Hey.
Whatever's
Guys
clever.
are weird. Guys are weird.
Guys are very strange. I would never have this behavior towards a man or even another woman. Actually, okay. You know what? Actually, now that I take it back, I say that and then like I will do. No. If it's another,
you
woman,
did just say you accidentally threw money at.
I know. That's why I had to take it back because women have a different chokehold on me, so it's okay. Well,
that'll happen.
But I'm on hiatus from strip clubs. You will not find me in one for a while.
I'm hoping to do the same, but they keep calling me and they're like, "Hey, come on, hang out." And I'm like, "It's $5 a beer there, and I tip every time, so
yes.
it's $6 a beer."
At one of the strip clubs, it's like I think it's the Foxy. They do $1 draws, and I'm like, okay,
yeah, I'm not going in there though. That
Why?
one's gross.
Is that one gross?
Oh, it's super. Okay, so
I've never been.
I was at the Panic, formerly the bar, but I was hanging out at the Panic, which was like really close to Foxy. And I remember walking in because my sister was working the bar, and I was like walking in, and it smelled horrendous in the Panic, and it never smells bad. Like it never smells good, but it doesn't smell like that. And I like go there and I sit at the end and I start talking to my sister and I'm like, why is it smelling here? And she's like, the guy at the end. And I look over there and it's just like just a greasy old dude. And I was like, what's he here doing? And she's like, he's just waiting for the Foxy to open. And I had an application at the Foxy to be a door guy, and I was like, immediately canceled it. I was like, I'm not putting my hands on anybody. Like,
oh my God.
I don't want to wear rubber gloves and throw somebody out of a bar.
I am realizing how close I live to the Foxy.
Yeah.
I live right by the Foxy. But, maybe one of these nights I'll go take a whiff. I know, like, I don't know if it's just like as you get older. I don't know. I feel like even outside of a comedy setting, I meet strippers in the wild. I feel like I'm just...
You mean like they're people? That's wild, right?
But like, I just feel like I attract them.
Maybe they're just comfortable telling their occupation, and you're just like, wow, it's weird. You're
no,
like,
it's just... Now I feel like shit. I was just not even arguing with a friend, but I have a friend who, like, her bit with me is that I hate women. So
she thinks you hate women?
Yes.
I mean, that's true, but I mean, why?
No, oh my God. What? Okay. Explain.
I just wanted to say it.
You wanted to say it? A lot. Yeah. I will say, Beck, like one of the first interactions I had with Beck was her telling me that she thought I was, that I hated women.
Yeah.
And we're friends now, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do hate her.
First impressions are lasting impressions.
All right. This is a pro woman podcast.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, and the woman that you book isn't.
She
didn't cancel. You just canceled her. Like, you're just like, you're not showing up.
I like... Yeah.
We're going to put a fake plant where you're at instead. That'll be more entertaining than a woman talking. Just joshing around.
You said it with an H. I heard it.
Oh, what, is it not with an H?
Oh my God! It's 2 S's. Jossin. Where's the Josh?
I don't know.
Joslyne DeBonis?
I thought that's how you spelled your name. I'm
having trauma flashbacks to when I played basketball and my coach, it was a co-ed team, and my coach would call me Josh, and there were multiple Joshes on the team. So when he would yell at Josh, my neck would snap too. I'm
just saying, you're defending this subject more than you're defending yourself on hating women. It's a real eye-opener here.
I don't know. How do you prove that you don't, like, as a woman, how do you prove that you don't hate women? I feel like I just get the pass because I am one.
That's probably the attitude right there. I can't hate him, I am one. That's, maybe look into that. Maybe
that was a con. I don't know. I like them. How do I prove that? Let's get a woman in the room, actually. Well, it's Grace. I love Grace.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like the more I keep speaking on it, the more it's like building a case against me. Yeah, and I can't get out of it.
I was trying to give you an out with that awkward silence I gave you, but you're like, hold on. I got 6 more things and we're to drop this subject.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't know how to prove myself.
I respect women. I go to strip clubs.
Oh my god! I feel like I've gotten into fights with you about. Oh my gosh! Actually,
we get in fights a lot. Actually,
we do. Mostly Storm Cellar Beer Garden, but I haven't been recently. So
why would you?
What?
Why would anyone go there?
Hold on. Hold on. I love the Storm Cellar Beer Garden.
I love it too, but like, there's no reason to go.
There is absolutely a reason to go.
I love that place, but like when there's an audience there, I'm just like, why are you?
Who brought you?
Who
here?
hurt you?
Nothing. The only time I felt that way was literally Ethan's brunch show when it was a fun one. It was 10:30 in the morning and people were eating food.
Oh, it wasn't even 10:30. It was noon.
Was it noon?
Yeah, because the food truck didn't show up until like after 11. Yeah, and he was like all stressed out about that, and I was like, Ethan, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. That's on them. That's on the venue, and that's on the thing. Like, don't get worried about that. And he's like, hold on, I'm going to drink this away. And I was like, do you?
He really did. Oh my god, I love Ethan. Ethan's coming on next week, so he can clear his name if he'd like to. But when he was hosting, every time he was on stage, he had a different drink.
Oh yeah, it was great.
It was so fun. And like I invited my sister to that show, and she like that was like maybe the second time that she'd ever like see me do comedy, and she was like,
"Were you on that show?"
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember Brad Stewart, and I got booked on the Sunday show that night because I texted him because he left.
Yeah.
He left after the show, and like a bunch of people were talking about him. And I was like, "Hey," a bunch of people like said you did really good, and he goes, "Sure, do you want to do Zoo tonight?" Compliments will get you everywhere, and I was like, "That's not my intentions, but yes." And then I showed up. Like I had the busiest day. Like I couldn't. I went from the brunch show to game night, and I was playing a board game that requires 4.5 hours to play apparently.
Holy shit!
And then I went immediately to the zoo. Like I went home like for 10 minutes to let my dogs out and feed them, and then went to the zoo, couldn't even change. And Brad got like very upset because he was like, "You're in shorts and sandals. Thanks for dressing up." And
oh my gosh!
And then I killed it, which I was like, "Suck it, Brad."
Wait, I think I went to that.
Probably it was the same.
There was a zoo bar I remember you doing very, very good at. It was. I
had no food in me, only alcohol, and I didn't talk like this. I talked with energy.
You're just manic, like, "Hey, everyone!"
I was having a panic attack, and when I have a panic attack, I seem happy.
Oh wow! I remember this was like a couple months ago. Walking in to you hosting Duffy's in Lincoln, and you had a good attitude. And I looked at someone, I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with Robert?"
Oh yeah, when I'm hosting, I could turn it on. I could pretend to be happy.
I was like, "Is he in crisis right now?"
I got high once before a mic at Duffy's.
Terrifying.
And I did amazing, and like a bunch of people were like, "Whatever you did, do it again." And I was like, "Quit telling me to do drugs."
That's what they're
They're like, "Hi, Robert's fun," and I was like, "You don't like me for me? That's so fun. Like you have to add substance, like you have to abuse drugs for us to like you." And I was like, "I get it."
Sorry.
Yeah.
It happens.
It's not like weed's a drug.
I know it is. I had to stop doing. I stopped. I'm like
stop doing weed.
I had to stop doing weed because I had psychosis. I went to the fucking psych ward.
Happen.
It'll happen, and I'm sad though because one of my favorite things to do was like smoke around the fire pit.
I thought you were gonna go to the psych ward. I thought that's what you were about to say. Like, one of my favorite things to do is go there.
I there is a comforting feeling. Like
that's why they have the pad of that room.
Just kind of like a daddy's home feeling when I'm in the psych ward.
I don't know what that means. I don't want an explanation. Oh, that's so weird.
I'm just like, home sweet linens. I love the linens that they put on the beds. It is. I don't mind a psych ward. Have you been?
No, I definitely should.
Try it out sometime. I think that that should be like a part of the human experience is going to a psych ward at least once.
I feel like if I went there, they would be like, "Why is he so drugged up?" And they'd be like, "We haven't given him anything." And like, he's so
sedated.
Yeah, I was just like, no, he's just like that. He's actually here to get his spirits up. Like we're hoping to get a reaction from him.
They are nicer to you if you go in with depression. If you go in with mania, no, I'm.
Do you know what depression is? What are they supposed to be like? "Why are you sad, fat boy?"
I just have noticed because
that's called treatment.
I'm just saying, like, I've noticed when I was like manic and like out of my mind, they were mean to me. They were like annoyed by me. I'm like, Like, I'm like, they were just nicer when I was
being
trying to kill
completely
myself.
unreasonable with my thoughts, and they were annoyed. They didn't give me any grace period. They're just like, no, this chick's annoying.
I'm just like, be
I
nice no
don't.
matter what. No, you're crying.
Because we were just like surprised that they treat the sad people with kindness. It was just so funny.
It kind of like, I don't know, like the last time I was in there was like people in there who were like suicidal, and I was kind of like, oh, wish that was me. Well, I'm on the other end of the spectrum where I think I'm gonna live forever. So,
Man, that sounds worse than death.
It's
Is living forever.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. I'm down to see what goes on around here.
It's just gonna get worse.
You're probably right, but honestly, like, I don't know. I do think about death a lot.
The only benefit for me living forever is like my life's so bad now.
Oh my God.
It can't get worse.
And you have time to make it better.
Yeah, if I lived forever, if I got to like 1 million, I could probably go to college.
Oh my God.
I'd probably get my SAT
Yeah.
scores up enough where they'll be like, you can get in.
You have a little bit of time on your hands to get that done.
That's why I smoke a pipe, because it's 4 times more deadly than cigarettes. I just want off this earth.
Oh my gosh. Okay, then do you believe in an afterlife?
Oh no, God, I hope there's not.
I literally, that's what I'm saying. I do, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I hope not, because I don't know. It
Like-
would be nicer to just have nothing.
When my grandpa died, and I was like, he's very religious and all that stuff. Like, he was a pastor and all that. And I was like, okay, he's in heaven now.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it, like, later on. Like, I thought about it, like, 6 months later when I was, like, I was smoking Adderall.
Yeah.
And I was
Wow.
like, my grandpa didn't know this side of me. And if he's watching me now, I don't want to see him in the afterlife, because he's going to ask me about that.
Be like, what were you doing?
Smoking Adderall.
He's like, were you even trying?
No, it was because I was trying to get laid.
Sure. Smoking Adderall, that'll do it. This is fun. I will say that I started this off by being like, we're going to fight about things. But all we have
just been
talked about is
agreeable.
debauchery. Yeah. Just being heathens, that's fine as well. I will say this next question I found on Reddit, and I'm sorry.
I'm on Reddit all the time.
I get a nightly email from Reddit. I do. 11:30, I get an email from Reddit, and I'm scrolling.
All right.
Reddit has taught me a lot about myself. But this question, honestly, kind of reminds me of the first episode of Black Mirror, but whatever. Would you rather have sex with a goat and no one knows, or you don't have sex with a goat, but everyone
Thinks I did?
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't want to hurt an animal.
Yeah. No, we don't support that on this.
So yeah, that would be rude.
That would be, yeah.
I'd let my reputation go down for a goat.
Honestly,
But I feel like
yeah.
I feel like the pressure of like them finally be like, yeah, you're a goat fucker. I'd be like, I'd find it just will me down, and I would just do it anyway. I'm like, well, when in Rome.
And then they would record it, and then another Black Mirror episode would be put out.
Yeah, that was a pig though.
That was a pig. That episode stressed me the hell out. I was like, I don't know if I can watch this series. Because I don't know, that's so stressful. Imagine being blackmailed.
I have been.
You've been blackmailed?
Yeah.
For what?
Sending dick pics.
Okay, well. Like, what do you mean by that?
I met someone on Tinder. It was a bot. And I was just
my
like,
God.
let's just see where this goes.
Was this the bot?
Yeah, this is the bot.
The bot? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. This lady had me
It was
fooled too.
Yeah.
Because I remember when you showed me her pictures, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, right? And
She
I
was
like,
yeah.
how is this possible with this? She must have no taste.
We're working on your self-esteem after this podcast.
Hey, it's all right. It's somewhere. I'll find it eventually.
So she blackmails you. Or the bot blackmails
Yeah, it was
you.
a dude. But yeah, she was like, send me a pic. And she's like, send a picture of your face. And I was like, okay, can
Done.
do. I did the typical Facebook white guy thing where it was a horrible angle up.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're nailing this.
Yes.
And then she was like, send me a picture of your dick. And I normally don't, but I was like, whatever. It's just like, it was my third dick pic I ever sent in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
To a bot.
Yeah. And
if only it was to the girl who you thought it was.
Well, then the next picture was just, it was my picture and my dick pic, and then everyone on my Instagram.
Oh,
they're like, we're sending this to everyone unless you send us $1,000.
Oh.
And I go, you're out of your goddamn mind if you think I have $1,000.
So how did you get out of it?
I started harassing them.
Nice.
Because I was just like, I was like, I don't have that kind of money. And they're like, how much money do you got? And I go, I got $80. And I had more, but I don't need to know that.
You don't have to, don't show your card.
But I was like, you know what? They deserve this. So I sent them $80 because I was like, you know what? I deserve, I have to hurt myself financially, otherwise I won't learn. And so I sent it. And then they're like, before we delete it, we need $250.
You're like, I told you.
And I was like, hey, I don't have that kind of money. I sent you everything I have. My dog has cancer. And he goes, I don't care about your dog. And I was like, now you're in my life forever, buddy. I made up the cancer about my dog and you don't care. Like, I'm now going to destroy you. And he's like, just send the $250 and I'll be done. And I was like, that's what you said about the $80. Mm-hmm. And he goes, you can trust me. And I was like, it's really hard to trust my blackmailer. And he eventually called me.
Wow.
Yeah, he called me through Snapchat, which was his mistake because I didn't know you can call people on Snapchat.
It is a good feature.
And so he called me and he was like, just send me the money. And I was like, no, I'm not going to send you the money. And he goes, I'm going to send the pic out. And I go, go ahead. I was like, most of those people are comedians and they'll probably think it's weird, but they'll be like, that's Robert. He did something stupid again. Like, I was like, I have nothing. Like, I'm gonna get fired from my horrible job. Well, too late, buddy. 6 months later, it's happened. So, and yeah, so it is
so positive. Yeah.
It was like for 6 days I was in that dude's life.
Wow.
I'd call him. I set a time between 5 and 7. I would call him every 10 minutes on Snapchat.
Wow, you guys had a routine together.
Oh, he hated me. He was like, I'm going to kill you. And I was like, come and find me. And he sent my location. I was like, because I had my location on Snapchat open. And he goes, yeah, here you are. And I go, where are you at? And he goes, I'm everywhere. And I'm like, you said you weren't in Lincoln. Like, come on.
You're actually being blackmailed by an AI bot.
I was all about it. I was like, let's meet up. I'll give you my phone. I was like, I'll give you $1,000 cash if we meet up. And he's like, I'm not meeting you. I'm like, $1,000. I was gonna bring a baseball bat.
He's shy.
I was gonna I don't think I was gonna hit him, but I was definitely gonna destroy his car.
Threaten. Oh yeah, a car. Yeah, and then give him the cash. Be like, go fix it up. Buddy.
I would. No, again,
go repair
if you think I have $1,000, Joslyne, you're out of your mind. You're just like him.
I've never been blackmailed to that degree. The worst, and this one was 100% my fault because I used to be a THOT in high school. I was a judge. I would go.
I had to spell that in my head real fast to figure out what you meant.
You're like, hold on, what is she saying? Thought? Yeah.
I had to think about the thought.
You thought it out. I sent a picture. Well, I did not send a picture. I would post like my nudes on my story. I was insane. I was out of my mind. I would I should not have had a Snapchat in like 10th grade. I would just post them on my story. And then, and not like close friends, private. I think private was a thing, but it was not utilized in my book. I just was like, if you're on my Snapchat, there it is.
Hey, when you want to catch fish, cast a wide net, I guess.
I look back at that and I'm like, that is when I should have had a therapist. Now, I'm glad I have a therapy now, but like back then, I needed psychological help. But I put it out there, and then this guy from Alabama screenshotted it, and he was like, "Send me more, or I'm sending this to your mom." And I was like, "Damn," because he knew my mother too. And
but also I've been like, my mom's seen it before, dude. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's like, this is not. Do you know where I come from.
If you're like, I'm going to send this to your elementary school PE teacher, Mr. Wolf, I would be like, okay, hold on. I'm going to get some money.
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Wolf. I don't know if he's alive anymore, but.
Oh, was that real for you?
Mr. Wolf was my PE teacher in elementary school. Yeah.
Oh.
Love that dude.
And
that's how my childhood was. I would actually lose my shit.
Oh, wow.
You would actually see me happy. It was weird.
He's hiding behind this plant. No, it's fine. It's just still the ghost of Brianna Calhorn. We miss her. It's fine. She'll have her what's that word I'm looking for? Resurgence. Yeah, she'll have her moment. She'll come through and she'll talk and argue, and it's fine. Does a straw have one or two holes?
It's one hole.
I can agree to that. I mean, but technically, okay, I don't know, because it's both ends.
It's one continuous hole.
I know it is one continuous hole, but like it's cut on two ends.
It's not cut on two ends.
It is cut on two ends.
I guess. I mean,
I thought it was valid.
Yeah.
Thanks for hearing me out. Look at you. They're supporting a woman right now.
It's not hard. It's not hard, Joslyne. It's not just throwing ones at them. It's just listening.
Oh my God. I want to say I've made changes in my behavior.
You're like your one form of supporting women you've cut off. You're like, I'm not doing that anymore.
I will support women by listening to them.
That's a good start.
Listening to them and stop telling them that I hate them. Yeah. I'm just kidding. I've never done that.
It's weird though. Like if people see this, like, and they just see a still image of like us sitting at this and like, which one's the feminist? I don't think I'm getting any votes. You're like, you tell me the guy with that goatee, overalls, and a backwards hat. I think
you are one of the biggest feminists that I know.
I know. People don't. It surprises people.
It does.
Sneaks up on them.
It does. Catches them by surprise.
You know how many people are surprised how nice of a person I am?
I'm surprised right now, honestly.
It's incredibly hurtful when I'm like, someone calls me to like help move, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, I never thought you'd show up, and I'm like, first of all, I hate you for having you help move, but
I think it's when you say things like I hate you that people are like, maybe he's not a nice guy.
I do with my tone of voice. People don't know when I'm being sarcastic, and I've definitely weaponized that.
Yes,
because I'll just say I hate you to people that I hate, and they're like, that's just Robert, and I'm like, no, like I've had various interactions where like I will like yell at someone. Like I've had like at mics that I've yelled at another comic that I've hated and like finally got it across.
Healing.
And then another comic that I hate will come up to me and be like, what's up with that guy? And I'm like, right?
No.
Like it's so weird that I don't like them and you're the same person.
Mics have some of my favorite people, but also some of my worst enemies are at open microphones.
Yeah, that's comedy. And sometimes they're the same person.
Like, I love you, but also can't wait for you to stop doing this. Like, literally.
What was the like one insult I've done before? It was like, I can't wait for you to start comedy.
Oh my God. That's my favorite. Or just telling someone they're like a self-proclaimed.
Will Doherty calls me a fifth-year freshman, and that hurts me.
Oh my God, yeah. I think it's just because it's coming from Will Doherty.
It absolutely is, because I somehow respect him.
I know.
And he finds that laughable, and it hurts me more. But this did a show with him last night. He murdered, and it did.
What show was last night?
It was a burlesque.
Oh my gosh, the one at Down Under.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah, Brianna asked me about that one too, and I was eating buffalo dip.
Nothing makes me question my ability to do comedy more is when I have to follow a literal, like, she was just stripping on, she was like giving everyone a lap dance in the room, and I'm like, I have to follow that.
You're like, nothing I'll do will be as great as that.
No, like she was just like amazing athlete, just like everywhere, like on top of the table, like just everywhere, and like they're like, we're gonna take a 20-minute intermission. And I was like, yeah, so everyone can like rub one out so they can calm down from my set. Like Jesus, like yeah, and then I get up there and I talk like this, and everyone's like, "Where's the excitement?" And I'm like, just left. I don't know why they keep booking me on this. They know how I talk.
I want to do that show so bad.
It's a fun show. CC Pebbles, she's awesome. Shout out.
The past 2 times I've had to cancel. I'm very sad, but I do want to do it. It sounds like a really good time.
Oh, absolutely.
But I will say we are rounding down to the end of the episode. This is usually the part where if you have things you want to plug, shows, Instagram, shit like that, your next place of employment.
I have a resume on Indeed. Please check that out. Looking for a job where I can work from home. My life goal is to work out of a van while doing stand-up comedy. So if you can make that happen.
Okay.
Otherwise, this is the end of my day. So
wow.
I'm gonna go home and play Baldur's Gate and try to have a girlfriend in that.
All right. I'm also similar goals. Similar goals for me as well. Actively trying to have a girlfriend. Failing. But yeah. Also, I don't think we had any questions this week on the Instagram. Grace checking your head. No. And Carter Heights, where are you when we need you? Our Batman of the Just Jossin Around podcast. He's been supplying questions for us for a while.
Oh, on like Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram. Oh. So this is the plug for the Just Jossin Around Instagram. If you're listening, please ask questions.
There's no H in that.
There's no H. It's 2 S's because it's a play on my name. My name is not Joslyne. So
I thought there was an H in your name this entire time.
You and my co-ed basketball coach alike.
Maybe we just have an accent and you're being...
Joslyne. Yeah, there it is.
Brianna, any final words?
Yeah, follow Brianna Calhorn. I don't know her plugs. I was going to plug her. But actually, what you should do is you should go on backlinecomedywhatever.com and look up her show, Master Debates, attend it, have a good time. And also her show, Fight, at Blackstone Theater.
Yeah.
And yes, interact with the Instagram account. Also follow me at Joslyne DeBonis on Instagram.
I'm Robert by Davies on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. There you go. I knew you had something to plug.
Yeah.
Besides,
there's no comedy on there. It's just me. I think one picture of me on a tree, and I like.
That's comedy.
Yeah.
There it is.